What's going on YouTube? It's your boy KJOH1984 here again. First thing before I do my Nevada versus Notre Dame preview for this Saturday's game, I want to say something to Big Sean Power 10. Dude, I just saw your latest video about, once again, the Michigan State bullshit fans. But all I gotta say, dude, is keep your head up. Here in a couple weeks when we whoop that ass in South Bend, then it's time to really, bash the living shit out of them. But we will do that, so be prepared for it. Go ahead and write your script out if you want to on what you're going to say. Anywho, going to this week. Should be an excellent week of college football. Lots of good games. But nothing matches up to the debut of the 2009 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 2009-2010 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The first game is going to be against Nevada, the Nevada Wolfpack. They were 7-6 last year, went to a bowl game, have some great players. It's going to be on at 3:30 on NBC. If you're not a Notre Dame fan, I would still recommend at least trying to watch at least some of the game. Just, especially if you're biased Notre Dame fans, just to see, them actually playing this year and before you make judgment. But, like I said, that's the same time as Oklahoma State, Georgia fans. I'm not expecting Georgia or Oklahoma State fans to watch it, but Tennessee fans, your game's on early. Alabama fans, your game is on late. At least watch them, alright? At least a few minutes of it just to see the idea. I'm going to watch every game. At least try to. And then minus Georgia. I'm going to watch some of the Georgia game. At halftime of our game, I'll switch on the Georgia game. I live in Atlanta. So, I'm going to see how Georgia does. I hope they get killed, but anywho, that's a different story. Going on to the game though. I'm just rattling on, but go ahead to the game. Nevada's 2008 national rankings, they were 12th in scoring offense, 38 points per game. Solid. They were 3rd in rushing offense with 280 yards per game. That scares the living shit out of me. They kind of run an offense that's very similar to the option of Navy and Georgia Tech, but yet they run the pistol offense, which is very similar to when Vince Young was at Texas. But they're 3rd in rushing offense in the nation. This was 2008 national rankings, so it might be pros and cons here. But they were 5th in total offense, averaging 510 yards per game. So their offense could score, all right? They returned their junior quarterback, Colin Kaepernick, who's preseason first team All-WAC in 2008 WAC Offensive Player of the Year. Really good player. Last year he completed 54% of his passes, about 2,900 yards passing, 22 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Really good player. They return their entire backfield, led by junior tailback Ba Tala, 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns in 2008. They lost their top 2 receivers in 2008 to the draft. I don't think that's going to be much of a big deal, knowing that they're kind of pistol. They don't pass much, this and that and the other. But going to defense, they're 6th in rushing defense, only giving up 90 yards per game. That scares the living shit out of me. Just like Big Sean Power 10 and lots of Notre Dame fans have been saying, we've been very inconsistent the last couple of years running the ball. And, now behind a veteran offensive line that has so many starts together, I hope that we can run the ball. We have the talent with the tripod back there with Armando Allen. We have James Aldridge now at fullback. We have Jonas Gray. We have Robert Hughes. We have Cedric Woods, who I think might be redshirted this year. I hope not. But we have great running backs, and hopefully Armando Allen has had a good spring, so spring practice, so hopefully he'll be back. And the other thing that baffles me, 119th in passing defense. They've given up 300 yards per game last year. If that's accurate, which I hope it is, then Jimmy Claus is going to have a field day. All right, Big Sean Power 10 said that. He was projected somewhere between 250, 300 yards passing and 3 to 4 touchdowns. I think he's going to have over 300 yards passing. And the 3 to 4 touchdowns, okay, that's reasonable. I think probably over 300 yards passing, probably 3 touchdowns. And maybe a rushing touchdown by Armando or one of our great running backs. But their strength on their schedule for Nevada is junior defensive end Kevin Bassap and Dante Mock combined for 36 tackles for a loss in 2008. So their front line is really good. Their linebackers, I think they returned 2 of their 3 linebackers this year, so their front 7's great. But the problem is, of course, their defensive backs and safeties. But like I said, their front lines, is going to be really good, and if we can open the holes, that's going to be the key to the game. Is if our offensive line can create holes for our running backs, then it's got some limit on what Armando Allen can do. I really think Armando Allen's probably going to rush for 70 to 80 yards, probably have a touchdown. So, if I'm good at that, then I'm going to be good at that. But I think he's going to have a mediocre day. He might have 125 yards, combined yards with kickoff returns and punt returns and this and that and the other. Their weakness, Nevada's weakness on defense is, of course, their defensive backs. Worst pass defense in 2008. Prediction is going to be very close to what Big Strong Power 10 said. I'm going to project Notre Dame 35, the Nevada Wolfpack 14. I think that for the first quarter, Nevada's going to come out hungry, especially being at Notre Dame, trying to get the crowd out of it. And it might be a 7-3 game, Nevada, at the end of the first quarter. But after that, it's going to be Notre Dame's game for the rest of the game. So I really think it's going to be 35-14. That's my projection. Before I end this video, shout out to the TTC, everyone. Hopefully all of y'all's teams win this weekend. I won't be bashing anybody if your team loses. Like I said, I respect everybody. It's not like if Georgia loses, I'll come on and bash Magnum about his team losing. But I'll let a couple days go by, and if he makes a video and this and that and the other, I still won't bash him. But it's that time of year. Like I said, enjoy everything. And this has to be probably one of the best weeks for Notre Dame football fans. I mean, Michigan is a damn grease fire, all right? USC should be ecstatic about that. Ohio State should be ecstatic about that. Michigan's a freaking grease fire now, all right? Rich Rodriguez, he's a solid coach, but through all this bullshit that's going on there, it's just a grease fire. I hate Lloyd Carr with a passion, but we'll see about that. I don't expect anything big from Michigan this year. If they get 5 wins, I think that'd be an improvement, 5-7, and they might be 6-6. But go bowl game and lose to that, so 6-7. Another thing is USC. I mean, you start a true freshman quarterback, and I haven't seen him play, so I don't know. I've seen high school footage, but that doesn't mean jack shit. But you have a true freshman starting, especially going to Ohio State the second game of the year. But you also have one of your starting corners is academically ineligible this year, so that hurts them. And of course, your second best wide receiver is out for 6 to 8 weeks with a collarbone injury, I do believe. But so he won't be back in time for the Notre Dame game. But I was just listening to the Herd with Colin Cowherd on ESPN Radio. Eric Casillas was filling in for Colin today, and he was really high on Notre Dame. He really thought, just like all the other experts, same with Kurt Herbstreit, both of them said 11-1 this year, so saying our only loss was going to be to USC. And he goes, there's no one else, Eric and Kurt were saying there's nobody else but USC on the schedule that Notre Dame should be scared of. And Aaron Casillas was saying, do you think Michigan State will stop them? Hell no. That's exactly coming out of his mouth, and I quote from his mouth. But like I said, it should be an interesting Saturday. Like I said, if you, I'll be watching everything. I may or may not go out of town this weekend, but if I'm staying here in hot Atlanta, I'll be downstairs watching it in my movie theater, big screen projector TV downstairs. But should be an interesting weekend. Good luck to everybody's teams here on the TTC. Hope no one gets blown out, unless you're an Iowa State fan, and I feel sorry for you. But like I said, hopefully, everyone wins, and, it makes better Monday for everybody. Better weekend for everybody if every team wins, because I know when Notre Dame loses, I'm, not the best person to get along to until Monday. But we shouldn't have a problem this weekend. But anywho, say hi, and saying hi to everybody at TTC. Say hi to all my Irish Army people, friends here on YouTube. And like I said, just cheer on your team this weekend. Have fun. Don't drink and drive. Don't be idiots. But hang out with friends. Be responsible. But like I said, I'll probably just chill out here at the house. But anywho, this is KJOH 1984 again. And remember, go Irish. Go kick some Wolfpack's ass. All right. Woo, Wolfpack. Go kick their ass. Anywho, this is KJOH 1984 signing out. Remember, go Irish.